Assalamu alaikum. Today we will study the logarithms, and this is a subsection of the main section, that is the indices and logarithms. In the previous class we did study the indices, and today we will study the second part, which is the logarithms. So in the previous class we stated that if a number m is expressed as m equals b index n, then b index n is called the exponential form of m to base b. We did learn this part in the previous class. The reverse of this process is the logarithmic form, which is given by this form: log m to base b equals n. So logarithm of m to base b equals n, or we can say n equals the logarithm of m to base b. So this is another way of writing the number m in terms of logarithm. So in the previous class we did learn how to write m in the indices format. Today we are learning how to write m in the logarithmic format. Let's have some example to train ourselves on how to write the logarithm of a number. So let's start with example 1. Evaluate. Here we have 3 examples. Evaluate log 9 to base 3. Evaluate log 2 to base 4. Evaluate log 1 by 7 to base 7. So let's see the solution of the first part, which is log 9 to base 3. So we need to evaluate this number without using the calculator. So let's assume this number equivalent to another number. We call it n. So log n to base 3 equals, log 9 to base 3 equals 9. So if we use that definition to convert this number to the exponential form, so I'm going to rewrite this number to the other form, which is the exponential form. So log 9 to base 3 equals n. If we convert it to the exponential form, this is the way we convert it. 9 equals 3 index n. So we will say 9 equals 3 index n. So this is the way we convert from the logarithmic form to exponential form. And 9 is 3 squared. 3 index 2 is 9 equals 3 index n. So now if we have two numbers equals or equal to each other, the bases are the same, then the indices should be the same. See, 3 index 2 equals 3 index n. It means that n equals 2. So this is the way we find the value of n. Don't forget that n is the log 9 to base 3 is n. We call it n. So the value of this log 9 to base 3 is equivalent to 2. And you can try using your calculator, you will get the answer as 2. Let's move to the next example. We need to evaluate log 2 to base 4. Again, we are going to consider log 2 to base 4 as n. We will call it n. And now we convert from this logarithmic form to exponential form. So this is the way we convert it. We will say log 2 to base 4 equals n is equivalent to say 2 equals 4 index n. So 4 index n equals 2. Now 4 is equivalent to 2 squared. So 4 we can replace it by 2 to power 2. So 2 to power 2 to power n. This is 4 to power n. This is equivalent to 2. Now we have learned in the rules of indices that 2 to power 2 to power n is equivalent to 2 to power 2n. We multiply these two indices. So 2 equivalent to 2 to power 2n. This 2 has an index of 1, this 2 has an index of 2n, and they are equivalent to each other, so the two indices in the two sides of the equation should be equivalent. So 1 equals to 2n, divide both sides by 2, you will get n equals half. So here the answer is half. So log 2 to base 4 equals half. Let's see the third example. Log 1 by 7 to the base 7. So again, we are going to assume this log number as n, and then use the definition to convert this logarithmic form to exponential form. So it's like this. Log 1 by 7 to the base 7 equals n can be converted to 1 by 7 equals 7 index n. And 1 by 7, we can write it as 7 to the power of minus 1. If we move 7 from the denominator to the numerator, then we have to replace the index from 1 to minus 1, because 7 here has a power of 1. It's in the denominator. If we put it up in the numerator, then its power becomes minus 1. So 7 to the power of minus 1 equals 7 to the power of n, hence n equals to minus 1. So the log of 1 by 7 to the base 7 should be equivalent now to minus 1. You can check this by using your calculator. So this is the way we evaluate the logarithm of a number. We convert it to exponential form. Here we have some rules of logarithms similar to the indices. We did learn 4 rules of indices. Now we will learn another rules for logarithms. So rule number 1 says the log of two numbers x and y multiplied by each other to the base b. So log x times y to base b equals log x to base b plus log y to base b. So here inside the log we have two numbers multiplied by each other, x and y. So we can separate these two numbers by calculating the log of the first number, that is x, plus the log of the second number, that is y. Be careful here of the plus sign, addition here. It's not multiplication. The second rule says if the two numbers inside the log are divided by each other, like this, log x divided by y to base b equals log x to base b minus log y to base b. Minus now. So if the two numbers divide by each other, then their log will be log of the first number minus log of the second number. The third rule here is if we have log x index m to base b, so we are going to calculate the logarithm of a number raised to an index m. So this is equivalent to m multiplied by log x to base b. See, the exponent m here, or the index m, is brought in front of log, means multiplied by the log. So we calculate log x to base b and multiply it by m, which is the index of x. So these are the three rules of logarithms, and we have to remember these rules because these rules are very important. They can help us in solving many questions in logarithms. Let's see example number 2. Use the rules of logarithms to express each of the following as a single logarithm. Here we are using logarithm for symbols, for unknowns, not for numbers. So log x to base b plus log y to base b minus log z to base b. Here we have three logs, log of x, log of y, and log of z. we need to combine these three logs in one log. How to do that? We are going to apply the previous rules of logarithms. Let's see how. Now, log x to base b and log y to base b, because they are added to each other, and here the base of the logs are the same, b and b, then we can use the first rule, in fact, to combine them in one log, and this will be equivalent to log x times y to the base b. See here, because this is log x plus log y, we can write it as log xy minus log z to base b. Now here we have the subtraction operation, minus, then we can apply the second rule, which is the division. We can divide xy divided by z. So the final answer will be log y or xy by z to the base b. So these three logs now are combined together in one log of xy divided by z. So this is the way we use the rules of logarithms to simplify some expressions. Let's see another example here. We have 2 log x to base b minus 3 log y times b. See, the number 2 here is multiplied by the log, and the number 3 is multiplied by the second log. So we need to combine these in one log. So what we will do is, first, let me simplify the first term. The simplification of the first term is 2 log x to base b is equivalent to log x squared to base b. This is actually the third rule of logarithms. See, this number, which is in front of the log, can be given to x as an index. So we'll move it up here as an index to x. So it's equivalent to log x index 2 to base b. Okay, how about the second log? The same way. 3 log y to base b, we can write it as log y index 3 to base b. See, the 3 in front of log, we can give it to y as an index. Then these two logs are equivalent to log x squared minus log y squared. Both logs have the same base, that is b. Now, if we refer to the second rule, if we have a negative sign here, minus sign, then these numbers should be divided by each other. And this log will be log x squared divided by y to the power of 3 to the base b. So here we have combined the two logs in one log. So this is the way we do that. Here we have some practice problems, here write down the values of n which satisfy 1000 equals 10 to the power of n. We need to find this. We need to find the value of n which will make the left side equals to the right side. Okay? So these are some practice problems. We will discuss these problems, the solution of them in the class, inshallah. And this is another practice problem. Number 2, use your answer to part 1 to write down the values of log 10 or log 1000 to base 10, log 100 to base 10, and so on. Again, we will discuss this during the class. And then number 3, confirm your answer to part 2 using a calculator. You can use your calculator and confirm your answer. So first you have to use the definition to find the value of these logs, and then you can confirm your answers using the calculator. Now, practice problems B, use the rules of logs to express each of the following as a single logarithm. There are 2 examples, A and B. And that's all from me today. I will see you during the class. During the class, we will be solving the practice problems, inshallah. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Bye-bye.